Hey Abdullahi, I'm just coming in for a bit. I'm going to be setting up my own stream at 10:15, just when things sort of settle. But mate, can you hear me, Abdullahi?
I can hear you. I can hear you right away.
Yeah, man.
My lord, can you just
Mate,
summarize what just happened? What just
I
happened?
told didn't I tell you guys yesterday? I told you in HH. I said Bayern Munich are the better team, but
Mm-hmm.
to me, and I'm going to say this on a Saturday hangout, I can
Mm-hmm.
finally understand why BD Core. I can finally understand why BD Core because I'm going to go on a rant against Messi in the stream.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go on a rant against Messi in the stream. I don't usually do that against Messi. I've defended Messi and I've given him the excuse when it comes to all the players around him, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to start with this now. Messi cannot be the GOAT. He can't be the GOAT. And people are bantering Cristiano Ronaldo when they got knocked out by Leon. Yes, I get a weaker team than Cristiano, but here's the thing. Cristiano Ronaldo always shows leadership even in the midst of defeat.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that game. Cristiano at 30 something has no right to be the best player in that Juventus team.
Yeah.
Okay. And yet he's still trying to do, she's still trying to make something, still trying to happen, he's still trying to defend. That's
Mm-hmm.
Ronaldo. That's
Mm-hmm.
always his career. There were 3 goals, possibly 4 in that game, where Messi lost the ball or Messi didn't track back to help out Semedo or his defense.
Mm-hmm.
I get he's frustrated. I get they're not defending well. But you're the captain. You need to show leadership. You need to, even the young players like Fatty and something are looking at you. You need to be able to say, listen, guys, I've got this. We're going to try. We motivate. Keep going. He didn't show that whatsoever. I don't want people even to begin after this show to defend Messi and say Messi needs this, Messi needs that, etc. Because frankly, what he did in this game was absolutely embarrassing. As the captain of Barcelona Football Club, I expect better, and
What
he
devil?
embarrassed Barcelona Football Club today.
What
Like that,
devil?
that's my so there's many other things to get into, but I want to get that out of the way because people are gonna just say, "Oh, but the Barcelona team is real. Well, need to build around Messi." No, no, no. As a captain, mate, you've got to do much better than you did today because your performance today was absolutely shambolic. That's my
What,
two.
Yes,
what,
you can go ahead. Finish.
what devil? You know what's the most? You know what's even more embarrassing? This should have been more.
It should
Bayern
have
Munich
been
should have
15.
scored more.
Yeah,
Should have been 15.
no,
15.
what's even more embarrassing? The player that you,
Should have been
as one
15.
of the commentator
15.
guys were saying, how can
Exactly.
Coutinho not get into this team? Coutinho
Yeah.
scored 2 goals against his old team, and it's like, oh, you can't. He doesn't play the Barcelona way. I'm like, okay, I still don't get how he can't get. Like, how can Coutinho not get into his Barcelona side?
I can't believe
I,
it.
I don't understand how he can't. You Suarez, who did nothing
Nothing.
for most of the game, bar that it's a goal, but Coutinho can't get into this team. Dembele can't get into this
Let
team.
me ask you guys, when
Ansu
last
Fati came
when
on.
last did the team conceded 8 goals? When last in the Champions League match? When last did a team concede
I
8
don't.
goals?
I
8,
don't
No,
know.
no.
8,
It's been a long time.
8
It's been a long
goals.
time.
This
My
is
Lord,
worse. This for me.
8
This is
goals.
worse
8.
than Germany, Brazil. This was worse than Germany, Brazil.
Oh
Yeah.
my God!
This was
Eight
way
Because
goals
worse
in
than
the
Germany,
Champions
Brazil.
League
Brazil
match.
didn't have Neymar though. Remember, Brazil didn't
Yeah,
have Neymar on the
exactly.
pitch.
Brazil didn't have Neymar, and Brazil you could argue that the German team at that time, in
Was absolutely
general, you could
fantastic.
argue
Yeah.
was probably better.
Yeah.
You know, like this is worse than this is. I think this is the worst. If we're talking major tournament, I think this is the worst defeat in major tournament history.
Yeah. It has to be.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Just decide. What's your take on the match, man? What's your take, man? I can't just believe what happened. What's your take, bro?
Well, hey, it's difficult for me to analyze this game because this game, Bayern Munich were by far the better team, and it just what it became very evident in this game is how bad Barcelona was as a team, and also I think the biggest problem I have with Barcelona more than anything is the Barcelona has a terrible culture. I mean, you look at the bench and you look at the midfield they put out today, and you're thinking if we're gonna ask anyone who is Barcelona's best midfielder, everyone would say Rakitic, and Rakitic doesn't play this game. If you say like, well, who's Barcelona best attacking player other than Messi, people would say probably Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati doesn't start this game, and it just I don't know. I mean, I was listening to the commentator, and they were like keep saying, repeating how much and they're saying that this is the oldest Barcelona team that Barcelona has ever fielded in a Champions League game. Like this team was, and I don't get it. You play De Jong, and I don't know what his best position is.
The,
I
the
I don't get it. You
I've
know?
got no doubt that sorry, yes, I'm like, I've got no doubt that Setien and obviously my Messi ran aside. San Setien obviously got this. I've said San Setien got this whole thing like wrong. He got it
Yeah.
wrong. Like in terms of absolutely, there's no doubt about that. So, but
Yeah. Yeah.
even still, like as I was telling Abdullahi, Chelsea without Pulisic, without most of their best players, still had to play the better game against Bayern, even
Yes.
though
we did.
they were
We did.
out. They still played a better game than against Bayern than Barcelona did with worse players.
No,
Yes,
it's embarrassing.
Messi Mount, Calamas Odoi, and everything. We still even play very, very, very well against them. But for me, the problem with Barcelona is not even the players; it's the board entirely. The board.
Yeah.
What is the way forward in that team? In that entire Barcelona team, what is the way forward? Because
Yeah.
we can blame Setien, but the board themselves need to check what is going on. You've sacked how many coach now? You've sacked how many coach in the year of how many years now? You've sacked different kind of coach just to play the way Messi plays, and now we get out of the Champions League in the quarterfinals. My Lord in heaven, this
Yeah.
is embarrassing. This is
And
embarrassing.
look, and then you know what's more crazy?
Mm.
They just signed a player in Pjanic, and then you're thinking that money you signed for Pjanic, could you just buy Thiago, which is 30 million, that will walk in your team? I mean, I don't get it. They're not
I
even.
don't. I think I don't know. Maybe it's because they're broke. There's a possibility. I mean, like with the whole COVID thing, so they're being broke. I mean, I don't know. I think that I still think, I know that people are gonna because we've done about Barcelona dissection and stuff like that before. They should do this. They should do that, etc. But for me, there's a time and a place to do that. When people are going to talk about the board, we're going to talk about Setien. Yes, we can dissect that. But at the end of the day, was there any team that played against Bayern Munich up until this point that conceded 8 goals?
No.
No. So the reality is that, like, did Chelsea have Messi? No. Did any of the players? I don't know who was in Barcelona's group. I can't remember. Sorry, Bayern's group.
Bayern's go Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah. Did Tottenham concede 8 goals?
No.
Did was it Inter Milan? Did they? I think it was Inter Milan. Yeah. Did they concede 8 goals? No. So, like, yes, we can dissect Etienne and the board and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you have players on the field that have experience, and you can't and you concede 8. I'm sorry. It's just
8 goals.
It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. It's not.
It's embarrassing. It is very embarrassing. I mean, just think about it. Out of all the games we have watched, this was the least competitive. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing by far. It's so embarrassing. Like Atalanta would have put a better effort than Barcelona did today. That's embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. I
actually think in Barcelona, to be honest. Like, I'm looking at all the teams that are left. I'm like, which teams actually would have lost against this Barca side?
Yeah,
Man City probably because Man City doesn't have a defense. Man City doesn't have a defense.
Who's that in the background? What's that noise?
Take a rain check on
Wow.
that wall.
So let me ask you offside now. Offside, can you just give me a think about what just went on today? Like, I can't even call it lubrication or circumcision.
Absolute demolition.
I don't even know
Absolute
what's going on.
demolition.
What is going on?
It was basically, in my opinion, a tale of two teams at different parallel ends. Basically, it shows how much Bayern have come back to their glory days, especially on the continent, and how bad Barcelona are currently at the moment. That's basically the tale I got from tonight's game. I couldn't see a way. I mean, going into this game, I'm sure not many people expected Barcelona to win this one, but the difference is clear. The difference is clear, and it's massive. It will take a lot of money, a lot of years for Barcelona to be able to rebuild, even with Lionel Messi, to rebuild to be able to compete with the Bayern Munich that we saw tonight. And of course, It was basically the same Bayern side that we saw against Chelsea, a continuation. They didn't even seem like there was a break. They didn't play like there was a break. They played like it was basically a continuation of that very game.
So, like, so,
Guys,
like, not
you know
having.
what's shocking, right?
Mm.
Mhm.
Chelsea conceded 7
Yeah, we considered
goals
three in the first time and four in the second leg, making it
Oh,
seven.
and we managed to keep
two
a clean sheet
legs.
to halftime in the first leg.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, the second leg. I mean,
this is
Mhm.
what I was saying offside. I was saying like this. There's no people can talk about Saint-Etienne and they can talk about um the board or whatever. That can come later. But the reality offside is that the 11 players on the field on this Barcelona field should not be conceding 8 goals. Okay, Tottenham didn't concede 8. Chelsea didn't concede 8 in 90 minutes. They didn't. And the reality is that for the last 3 seasons, I've said this. I don't think Barcelona, with the way, are ever going to win a Champions League again at this moment because it just gets more
yeah.
embarrassing. In 2018, it was they conceded 3 goals against Roma, got knocked out. In 2019, last year, they conceded 4 goals against Liverpool at Anfield, got knocked out.
Hmm.
In 2020, they've now conceded 8 goals and they've
My
got knocked out.
my lord in heaven.
What's
So
going to
it's
happen
not
this
just a
year?
one-off; it's been consistent.
It's been
Consistent.
consistent. The last 3, I don't know what happened. Was it the fourth? Was when was last time? It was 2015 was the last time. So I don't know what happened the previous 2 years. I think I'll have
Even
to check.
even even the game. If you remember the game against PSG that they managed to turn around, the
Yeah,
signs were there as well.
yeah. They
The
conceded.
signs
You
were
know,
there.
had what's his name thingy that Spanish coach not been a brick. You know, to be honest, they would have gone out of that game, falling around the qualifiers. The last 3, their defense has just been hopeless.
Oh my.
So no, you can't. I don't want to hear any of this. Oh, it's Saint Etienne's fault. Oh, it's the Barca board's fault. Oh, blah
What
blah
a
blah blah.
beatdown. That
No,
was such a beatdown. Wow.
Wow. This is unbelievable. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
god.
My goodness, my lord in heaven. I don't know what you're saying.
1 second, guys.
You know
Oh my
what? You
god.
know what? You know
Ah,
what? I've heard Barca fans. I mean, since during the game, I was watching with some Barca fans, and they kept on complaining, blaming it on the coach. It's the coach's fault. The
it's not.
formation we used, and I'm like, seriously, is it that you guys just haven't been seen? It's just as Red Devil said. It's been there. Messi is no more the Messi we used to know, right? Yeah, he's still
yeah.
Messi, but he's no more the Messi we used to know. And these cracks have been there. They've been on the wall for a long time. And the only thing it does, it keeps getting wider and wider and wider over time. From the top of the club to the bottom. Even a player like what's his name? Coutinho. Coutinho has been struggling, yes.
He
And he
scored
came on
two
and
goals.
managed to
Two
score
goals.
2 goals. We
Offside. How can
saw the
Coutinho not get
lapses.
into this Barca side? Explain that to me. How can Coutinho
Exactly.
not
How
get
can
into
he
the
get into the
Barcelona
side?
side?
They got rid of him to get Griezmann to break the bank for Griezmann. Yet somehow he seems to be having better performances as things are, better as compared to Griezmann. I was telling some people, I said, look at the backbone of this Barca team should not be playing at this point. They should have made room for younger players. Almost the same set of players were the ones that played Roma. If you remember the game against Roma, were the same players that played the 7-2. This is not the first time they're losing against Bayern. Almost the same crop of players. You have PK, you have Busquets, you have I mean the backbone of the side, Busquets, PK, what's his name? Of course, Lionel Messi and the likes. They shouldn't be the first choice at this point. Maybe because it's La Liga and the competition is not as as tough, and they tend to get things or have things their way in the Champions League, and then maybe they felt very comfortable. But at this point, in my opinion, PK should not be a first choice in Barcelona's defense. That's my humble opinion. The same goes for Sergio Busquets. The same goes for Jordi Alba. These players at this point, yeah, they're in their 30s. So many 30-something-year-olds in that side. And we're talking about growth. They sign players, somehow the players manage to flop. There has to be a problem. And the problem is beyond what's happening on the pitch, in my opinion.
Daher, please, can you just
It's a
break down what just happened today? Can you just tell us what's happened? Because I can't even figure out what just went wrong now. I don't know. Daher, please, can you just break down what just happened? I don't even know this. Maybe this is called circumcision, or offside just call it demolition. I can't even place a word for this. I cannot place a word. This is embarrassing. Embarrassing. For me, it's tough. Like the board, the manager, the entire team
You
entirely,
know,
they need
is
total review.
this type of game that talk about. I don't even know what to say that Barcelona did well. Games like this are games that when you look at and try to analyze, you just say, there's no need for any analysis that can lead to paralysis,
Yeah.
because there's literally nothing that I can say Barcelona did. Bayern Munich looked like the hungrier side, right? They were
Yep.
better when it comes to second balls. They seemed the fit side despite their season ending. I think a week or so before La Liga, right? They seemed the hungrier side. They literally seemed like they are not that they seem like they are a well drilled side. Every single player knows where they ought to be at every time. Every single player knows what they should be doing. They are a
Mhm.
very, very well drilled side with their passes, with their presses, with everybody works in sync. So I don't see as things are. I mean, I hope I'm not I'm being a little too forward, but I
No.
think
Mhm.
as things are, it will be interesting to see them face off against Manchester City, and I'll actually tip them to go on to win the Champions League. Honestly, it may be too early. Some people may say, but I
But
don't see
they
a
have
team
to.
doing
After
better
this
than them.
performance, they have to win the Champions League, man. This is crazy.
For me, like, okay, let me ask this now. Is this do we say it's because of and when as Flick came into Barcelona and Bayern Munich that changed that changed the way they play, or it's just the mentality of the players? Because we know when Niko Kovac was there, they were not playing this way. They were kind of stumbling around, conceding goals, doing sort of things that they don't even need to do. Do we give all the credit to Ansu Flick or those players entirely for this way they've been playing?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say all the credit because, of course, the players are the ones on the pitch getting the
Mm-hmm.
job done. But these things happen. Sometimes you have a new manager, the players start performing. Maybe they didn't buy into the philosophy of the previous manager, one thing or the other. A huge
Mm-hmm.
credit, of course, should go to the coach. Yes, but there seems to have been a rejuvenation. I
Hmm.
think. I also think the break, the pandemic, the coronavirus break, worked in their favor to a large extent. I think it works in their favor to a very large extent.
They haven't lost a
And
game, right?
No,
Since
you
since
haven't.
yeah,
no, they haven't. They haven't lost
You
a
haven't.
game
yeah.
since
Wow.
the restart. Yes. So I think for whatever reason, the players, Lewandowski, of course, has had a fantastic form. Has been on a fantastic
Phenomenal.
form. I beg,
I would say
I
for me,
beg
the
your
best
pardon.
player at the moment, best number 9 for me. Phenomenal player. Phenomenal.
You got
I
to
like-
give a lot of credit to Muller.
Yeah, yeah.
Thomas Muller was fantastic today.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fantastic. I just can't like. I feel like the turnaround from him has done a lot in this team. It seems like because I remember in the previous manager, he was out of the team. He was
Mm-hmm.
not favored with his team, and as soon as Hansen Flick came in, he brought him back into the team,
Mm-hmm.
and he he holds like he broke the record for the most assists in Bundesliga, and he was
Mm-hmm.
absolutely phenomenal today. Thomas
Yeah.
Muller was absolutely phenomenal today.
There's one player I would love us to mention. We haven't mentioned that player, Alfonso Davis.
Davis,
My
wow,
God. Can we just categorize that guy as the best left back in the world? Just let's best left back in the world for me.
yes, I mean,
Alfonso,
100%.
what he has done, what that guy has done, 19 years of age, what he has done. My God. Apart from Andrew Robertson of Liverpool, I've never seen a better left back for me. In where I've seen it now, better left back for me at the moment than Alfonso Davis. For me, than Alfonso Davis. Apart from Andrew Robertson of Liverpool, I haven't seen a better left back for me than Alfonso Davis. Maybe offside could have another view about this.
Really? Are
Mm.
you saying that? What happened to Daniel Alves at his prime?
I said
At
Daniel is
his
the right
prime.
back. Is the right back.
Okay. I mean, what happened to Marcelo then?
Yeah, Marcelo is that. See, okay. When you say left back, a left someone who goes forward and come back. Alfonso Davies does everything. He bomb forward and he knows how to attack, how to defend. Same with Robertson too. Robertson knows how to defend and how to attack. But when you talk about Marcelo is categorized as a left wing back for me, not a left back because he knows how to attack, but to defend it's a total break for me. Total break. He doesn't know how to defend for me. But they can attack. He can give you two, three goals and 2, 3 assists in a match. But to defend is a problem, huge problem. But for me, I think Alfonso Davies has shown he can. If he continue playing this way, my lord, we have to have a conversation about the best left back in the world of football at the moment. I don't know what you guys think, but for me, Alfonso Davies, he has to be spoken about for me. Yeah.
That's the difference, in my opinion, with this Barcelona team and this Bayern team. You have Alfonso Davies, he's 19. You have Sergio Gnabry, he's a young player. And you look at Barcelona, they have Vidal, with Jordi Alba, Messi, Suarez, a lot older team. Yeah, they just. He's awesome. I don't know. I'm just lost for words, man. I just can't believe what I saw today.
Outside, please, where do you rate Alfonso Davies? Where do you rate him?
One of the best left backs currently playing the game, even though he's still young, and this is basically like his very first breakout season. If you want to put it that way, you know, I was watching him, and even though we tend to say, yeah, his pace is his biggest asset, but the guy is intelligent. Look at the dribble. Look at the dribble that led to, I think it was a sixth
Samedo
goal.
goes to Kimmich, my lord.
The
In
guy,
the, he
his
sent me
dribble
back.
is amazing.
Send him
He
back.
brings a lot more. He brings a lot more to the game beyond his pace, his positioning, his everything. The guy is brilliant, and to imagine that he's still young. I was watching him and I said, the only downside to Davies is the fact that maybe his national team. I mean, Canada may not be the biggest teams. May not be one of the biggest teams when it comes to football, and that may be the downside to his game. The same kind of problem David Alaba suffered or has suffered so far. You get me? But when it comes to football, the boy has it all, and it's just a starting point.
Wow, unbelievable for me. Like I can't believe what just went wrong today. I cannot believe what went. I cannot believe. I can't believe this. Like
Yes.
this
He
is
was
beyond
everywhere.
this
He's
is beyond
tireless.
sacrifice.
He runs up and down the pitch. He also comes back to recover. I mean, he overlaps. He, you know, returns to defend. It's like 1 minute you're seeing him here. You remember the comments people used to make about N'Golo Kante being everywhere on the pitch. That was literally there was a time he drifted, he dribbled and drifted into the 18-yard area of Barcelona. That was in the second half, and managed to dribble his way to the right hand side with the ball. And I was wondering to myself, I said, this boy is supposed to be a kid, and this is probably the biggest stage so far in his career. Yet he can do this and do that, and it speaks to the type of confidence he has managed to, to develop under the new manager, and with the side playing with experienced players and all. It's amazing, really.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Please, I don't know if maybe we have been watching different Champions League games. Has there been any match in Champions League that has been like eight goals in the Champions League match? Just one match. Just second leg, just one match. 8 goals, 8-0, just eight in the Champions
But
League match.
the problem is, what exactly is wrong with Barcelona? I think we should have that conversation, because
Exactly. Is it the board? Is it the manager? Is it the owner? What's going on with that team? That team needs total rebuild, total
I
overhaul,
agree with you.
overhaul.
Bartomeu, the president, Bartomeu, at this point, I don't think. I mean, since he took over recently, I mean, this is current tenor. I don't think he's good for the club. It seems like he's one fight. And if you remember, when certain players, even when Daniel Alves left the club, part of what he complained about was from the board, the poor leadership from the board for the players, for himself especially. And since then, we've seen Lionel Messi publicly fall out with the club. Eric Abidal, of all people that played for the club, also doesn't seem to know what's I don't know the right thing to do, falling out to the player,
and the captain of the side publicly. So all these things seem to be affecting the side. Recruitment has been a mess in recent times. The academy has been a mess. All these things affect the players. It seems like some other clubs are reaping them. If you remember the transfer of Griezmann,
Yeah.
Griezmann was bought at an exorbitant amount of money. For an exorbitant amount of money, I mean to say. Yet, for one reason or the other, yes, it's his first season, but I mean, he's playing in the same league. What's the special thing he needs to learn? There are literally young players that move from one league to a different league entirely. It's not like new waters, new terrain for him. He has been playing in La Liga. He has been one of the biggest and best players to come out of La Liga in recent times. So when people say, yeah, it's his first season, nah, it doesn't cut it for me really.
Wow.
It just feels like, as they say, excuses are like shoes. No matter what you do, you find one that will fit. So that's pretty much it.
Wow, for me. So, okay, let me ask yes side now. So, what do your honest opinion about this Barcelona team entirely? Do they really need total overhaul? And what is the future of Lionel Messi himself, the captain of the team?
See, that's a good question because Messi's old. Like Messi's 35, is it right now?
33,
Can
33,
you
33,
not
33.
call people
Thir-
for
33.
35?
33. I mean, in football terms, like I know we're talking about Messi here, but as we've seen it today,
Brady.
he cannot carry teams like he once used to. This is
Brady.
not a younger version of this is
Tom
not a
Brady.
young Messi where you can expect him to carry a team to Champions League by himself.
He's
Like
not a
it's
Tom
evidence
Brady.
when especially against when you play against good, well drilled and multi-talented team like Bayern Munich, he can't do it by himself. So I don't know the future of Messi because I don't see him going anywhere. Especially with
Excuse me. Did you just say he can't? Sorry to cut you short. Did you just say he can't do it by himself? Why? Why?
I
Why is it? I mean, are you now blaming his teammates without blaming him? It took Messi almost 70 minutes to have a shot on goal in the game
that's
against Bayern.
I agree with that.
Messi is Messi when the team is winning. But for some weird reason, Messi captains the Argentine side, national team, and they can't win any trophies. They lose, he goes on to retire, he's called back or he's begged back. He comes to the club side, he captains the side, and they can't seem to win anything as well. I mean, it gets to a point where we have to look beyond other players and wonder maybe he's at the center of the problem, as he is also at the center of the solutions most times.
Hmm. This
I
is
mean,
so
fair
embarrassing.
enough. I mean, I'm just saying like I don't see it. You don't see Messi getting better. You see Messi getting older. That's what I'm saying. Like at this age and this time in his career, like does anyone expect Messi to be a lot better than he is now? I don't think so.
I
So
doubt it.
for me, I don't know. So I don't know what they're gonna do with Messi, and this board is just this board Bartomeu. These guys are just ridiculous. I mean, there was something I read earlier today where they said that like there was Messi, Barcelona spent 420 million on Coutinho, Dembele, and Griezmann, and they all were on the bench. That's ridiculous.
What?
Th- That's absolutely ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yes,
What?
it
Bad
is.
business. Very, very
120
bad.
million.
Yeah,
Eh,
you mean this I mean like previous people have said, the problem is not the pitch. The players are like the end, like they're the end product. Everything starts from the top, and I feel like the way Barcelona has been run in the last, I don't know, like 6-7 years has been absolutely, it's been ridiculous. It's been a farce, and you just seeing the result of it. People said you sow what you reap. Like I mean, this is what
It's
Barcelona,
you reap what you
you reap
sow.
what you sow. So like Barcelona, pretty much, this is what they were doing 6-7 years, and
It's fine. You catch me up.
at this point we get an 8-2 by Bayern Munich. That's the result. I mean, what more can be said? I don't know.
this is
Okay,
embarrassing.
so you're a Barcelona fan, yeah?
No,
United fans.
no, I'm a United fan.
Hmm.
He's a
Minutes.
United fan. This is so embarrassing. Like Yes,
You
we
know,
know this team has been real bad after the 2015 Champions League, but we no one can tell me this team hasn't spent money. But the problem with this, they did not spend money on the right players. They spend money on the wrong players. Imagine, and when they buy a player, they always put a release clause of 350 something million on the player. Imagine that.
yeah. So, hmm
A release clause that a player that doesn't even worth a release clause of 350 something million, they put it on him, and those players flop. Philippe Coutinho has a release clause. Ousmane Dembele has a release clause. Miralem Pjanic everybody has a release clause. Where are they now? They are the dustbin. Doing what? Doing nothing. Imagine they bought Ousmane Dembele from Borussia Dortmund for almost 100 and something million, and since he has been a backup player, he's been injured for how many years now? How many seasons he's been injured? How many seasons he's been injured? So it's just a waste of money because those players they're buying just garbage and trash. None of them is even useful to the team, and they keep wasting money on useless player who doesn't even fit into what the team exactly wants. That is my worry with Barcelona. It's not about buying. It's about buying player and fitting into the exact team you want to play. That's my worry with them. Those players don't even fit into what they want. Messi has been bad.
but don't you think the presence of Messi there? I mean, because he seems to be the common denominator in
Mhm,
that side, and he's a key player.
mhm,
Because Messi is expected to have a free reign. He's expected to have a free role in the side.
mhm,
You know,
mhm,
his movements and all that. And as soon as there is a player that comes in and may impede on that his freedom, it becomes a problem. So
mhm,
what they do, any player that comes in will be made to play according to whatever suits Lionel Messi, right?
mhm.
At the end
Yep.
of the day, they're quick to say, yeah, the player is a flop. And I keep telling people, all these players can't wake up, can't all go to Barcelona and suddenly become flops. There has to be an inherent problem that's affecting every single one of them. You get me?
Yeah.
So it's beyond. Yeah, we might talk. I also want to talk about the but it's also beyond all that. These players are good. They are talented. We all know that. Look at the likes of Luis Suarez. Suarez is aging. I watched Suarez today and I couldn't believe myself. I said, where has Luis Suarez we know? Where
Yeah.
has he gone?
Yeah.
Then the question you now ask yourself is, what is Barcelona's um um successor plan? When it comes to some of these key players. I mentioned Jordi Alba earlier, Sergio Busquets, Gerard Piqué,
Yeah.
even Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez. These players, who are their successors? You
Yeah.
know, it is at this point that we expect to see them coming on. This season, in my opinion, I felt like La Liga generally was poor.
Yes.
Real Madrid won the title, but they were not exceptional. They didn't even play good enough. Barcelona, on the other hand, had a bad, a worse ending to the season. You understand me? So these issues are there. Probably the reason why it's being exposed in the Champions League is because La Liga may not necessarily have as much competition as some other places, even as the Serie A in recent time. You get me? So these issues are there. These
You know,
issues are there. Before it can be resolved, Bartomeu has to leave.
you mentioned something interesting about Messi, and the fact that like you bring a player in and they play in his position and it doesn't work. One in this in Messi's career right now, what he
Mhm.
desperately needs is a manager that he can respect and he can listen to.
Mm.
Like you know how like Ronaldo had a Zidane, where Zidane told him where Ronaldo was pretty much a man of Real Madrid, but Zidane told him, "Hey, you know what? You're coming off. You're coming off. You're not gonna play a full minute," and he listened to him. That's what Messi needs. Messi needs a manager that he can listen to, and because Messi is such a talent, such a multi-talented player that he can play anywhere, and the fact
Mhm.
that you can't fit all these players together, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make. It's not logical. Like Messi has to play here. That's why Griezmann can't play because he's playing the Messi. No, Messi play as a false nine, play as the number 10, play on the right, play on the left. You need a manager that Messi is willing to do those stuff, but was willing to listen to him and actually say, okay, this game I'm gonna play on the left. In this game, I'm gonna play as a false nine or number two. No,
But does that manager really exist? Do you really think there's a manager that Messi will listen to? Six-time Ballon d'Or winner.
Pep Guardiola, maybe.
Maybe Pep
Um,
Guardiola, maybe Pep,
Xavi Hernandez, someone he really
maybe.
respects. You
Mhm.
know, see, I mean, that's what. But then that's
You know,
Barcelona.
you,
That's
you
not how
know,
they
you know,
think, though.
these things. Sorry to cut you short. I just
Yeah.
want to chip this in, and then you can continue. Maybe it will help. You say some other things. I mean, answer some of my questions, or what I'm thinking. You're talking about a manager that he would respect. You talked about Ronaldo. You talked about Zidane. But beyond Zidane, Ronaldo also went to Juve, and also listened to other managers. Even Sarri came in this past season, and to an extent tweaked Ronaldo's game. Ronaldo wasn't that be it all and all player of the team in the sense that he could do everything he wanted. There were still some restrictions according to what Sarri wanted. And obviously, it didn't work out. Even Ronaldo, according to what we understand, was not happy with Sarri's style of football. Now, the question is, but he played to it. You know, he played to it. The question now is, my point now is, it's down to the player. It depends on the player's attributes, the player's characteristics, personality. Do you really think a Lionel Messi would listen to just about any manager? And then on the flip side, do you think the club themselves would be willing to bring in a manager, a big time manager, that may counter or do something differently from what Lionel Messi wants?
Well, that's. I think we're all scratching like the surface of the problem because I think Messi, as he's been carrying Barcelona, I think it's foolish to say that he's not also a problem. Like what? So because what is evidence is the fact that Messi pretty much runs Barcelona. What Messi says goes, and no big club can be run like that. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna have situations where you have a striker in Suarez who's getting old, and he surely needs replacement, or he surely needs to be benched. But because Messi loves Suarez and he wants to play with Suarez, he always plays. And you have that problem, and where Messi says, "Oh, you know what?" He dictates exactly I mean, for example, if Santantian comes out with the tactics that Messi's not happy with, you know, it's like what I feel like, and I'm pretty much speculating. I don't know what's going on inside locker room and what's going on in the training ground.
Sorry to cut you off. Just aside, I think
Yeah.
Batman just said something now. He said, I think a decision will be making in the coming days. He said a decision will be making in these coming days.
Wow.
He said maybe someone has to go. I'm not sure, but he just confirms that a decision will be made among the board, among either the manager or the board, or something has to be done. He already said it. The decision will be made in the coming days. We don't know what's gonna happen, but something has to be.
Wow.
Batman just said it now. Something's gonna go down in the coming days.
No, the manager has to go. Like you can't, after an 8-2 result just like that, and the way it happened. No, you just have to go. There's no way he can survive this. Like he has to. Yeah. So I don't. To be honest, I'm still shocked about this result. I still can't believe this happened. I mean, like, just go back to answering your question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, my gut feeling says that Messi will never listen to a manager, and my gut feeling says Barcelona will not bring in a manager that pretty much dictates and pretty much runs the club the way he wants to run it, not the way Messi wants to run it. So, I mean, at this point, I feel like Barcelona is going to be in this situation till Messi leaves or retires, and that's just sad for me. Is just to see, I'm sad to see such a great club like Barcelona. I mean, and then they just have to like go through the motions for several years, and this could be very detrimental. I mean, I don't know. I don't see a way forward with Barcelona unless something dramatic happens in the board level where there's a new board, there's a new president that comes in and everything, and he's, pretty much is like a dictator, like, and he pretty much like, pretty much like take a strong hold on the club. But other than that, I don't see a way forward for Barcelona or Messi, to be honest.
So Liverpool guys, can you just give me your take on what went wrong tonight? Like what exactly just went wrong? Liverpool guys, can you just digest what went wrong tonight for us? Just tell us exactly what went wrong. Liverpool
Yo,
guys,
I don't know what the hell I just watched. What was that game like? I honestly did not see that result coming. To be honest, I didn't. I mean, 8-2 in a knockout in the knockout stages of the Champions League. I mean, come on, man. I mean, and like a club of Barcelona's stature shouldn't be losing a game like that. They should not be losing a game like in that manner. I mean, that was just really disgraceful from them. Just yeah, and like Bayern played well today. Bayern played well today. Lewandowski played well. So did Thomas Muller. Coutinho also had a very good game.
but
He
imagine
impacted.
if they
Yeah,
scored against them. Wow, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. My lord, this is embarrassing. The player that doesn't fit into what they want score 2 goals against them.
the scenes and got an assist by the way.
I mean,
Got an assist.
technically, Barcelona scored just one goal, though.
Imagine.
This is bad, man. This is bad. This
But,
is bad.
but,
This
but, but
is
guys,
yeah.
guys, are you
Hey,
there?
Abdullahi, I'm gonna leave, bro.
Ah, no
Yeah.
worries.
All right, bye bye.
Mhm.
Can I put forth this argument, right? So
Yeah.
here's the thing: there are people of the opinion that the fact this game went like this was because it was a single leg tie. That had it been it was a home and away tie, a 2 leg tie, that there is no way there's no way Barcelona would have lost like this, or at least Barcelona would have been able to overturn things. Do you think if it was a home and away tie, do you think Barcelona would have stood a better chance at
No,
least?
no, no. The way Bayern managed are playing at the moment, no, no, no. Bayern are just too good. They are just
After that performance today,
no, no.
I mean, even I feel like with the two-legged tie, it would have been worse. It would have been way worse,
My goodness, this is embarrassing. This is worse.
bro.
This is worse. I'm even saying Chelsea
This
defense.
is this is this is this is even worse than when Bayern beat them 7-0 on aggregate
I'm
a
even
couple of
saying
seasons.
Chelsea defense are bad. This is worse than Chelsea defense. This should have been 15-2, 15, not even 8.
Bro, like Bayern had so
15.
many chances. They
So
had
many
so
chances
many
in the
chances.
match in the first half. So many to just kill the match in the first 35 minutes. It should have been 8-0, 8, just 8-1, and just kill the match. Imagine those chances they saw. They're just wasting those chances over and over and over and over again, over and over again. I really don't know what is going on with this Barcelona team. I can't figure out
Bro,
exactly.
those guys got annihilated.
Not even annihilated, dismantled. They get
Dismantled, pimp slapped. They got pimp
God,
slapped.
they get beaten. Oh my god! I need an explanation for this, and a total explanation about what exactly went wrong with this team. I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. I do not know what to say. The way Bayern Munich are playing, my God, no team wants to face them at the moment. No team.
Bro, and this 18 guy didn't even play Dembele.
Imagine,
He didn't even use Dembele.
my God.
Man, I kind of do feel bad for Messi though.
Team wins tomorrow, guys, and they face Bayern. Who's gonna go through?
Between when who?
If Man City wins tomorrow and they face Bayern, who's gonna go through?
I'm gonna back Bayern. I
Are
mean,
you
after what I just saw tonight,
expecting
I mean,
another lubrication, or this is gonna be different game?
okay, I feel like the City and yeah, we won't get the score line. That's what I'm gonna say. We won't get this type of score line.
Nah,
I feel like that game will be much closer than this game was.
Because if you remember, that Man City defense is poor. That defense is poor also too. They don't have good defender. They do not. They do not have good defense. It's very, very poor. Very, very poor. It's poor, man. It's poor. That you can you just give me your take about what went on tonight in this Champions League? What exactly went on?
For me, I think I'm dreaming.
You dreaming?
I'm dreaming. Someone to beat me up.
I don't think so because this is total embarrassing. Not even
Because
embarrassing.
I've never seen this.
I mean, this was just
It
a
has never
disaster
happened in the
class.
Champions League before.
Like a team getting slapped. Eight, not even 1, 2, 3. Let us like maybe 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, 4-4, like something like that. 8 in a
8
match. Not even a man
in a
win.
quarterfinal.
In a quarterfinal.
In a UCL
8,
quarterfinal.
8.
Could never be my team. Could never be my team.
This is bad. My God.
It
So
it only it 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 only happened in a
I'm even abusing Chelsea defense being the worst defense in EPL. My Lord in heaven. We did not get Pep slap 8-0. We did not. We did no. We did not get circumcised 8 goals. 8 no.
Like, I mean, that was just a dismal performance from Barcelona.
I don't know. I don't
So
even
poor.
know where to start from.
Like, I have no words.
I don't know where to start from. Like, let me put out this question for you guys now. Do you guys really think Messi can lead this team to like do you think Messi entirely as a captain of this team, does he have that leadership team of a player to lead this team to glory, or maybe it needs some other players to play with for him to play better?
Nah, I think he needs to leave. He needs to leave.
He needs to leave.
He needs to leave.
Wow.
He needs to leave. It's done now. You know, he's won. You know, he's done everything he could at Barcelona. But I think it's time to move on.
It's time to move
Because
on.
like look at the first of all, like, look at the age profile of like Barcelona, like they have like so many players who are over, like they have so many players in their 30s.
Mhm.
They're gonna need to do like they're gonna need to do like a big rebuild soon. You know, they've spent a lot of money since Neymar left. I think like about 800 million. I
Mhm.
think. Yeah, it's just I think Messi needs to. I think Messi needs to go because I don't see this current team. I don't see this current team going anywhere.
Wow. What's your take on Lionel Messi? Like, is it the hint for Messi, or is there any way forward for Lionel Messi? After you there? Oh, okay. Let me go to that field. Is this the hand of Lionel Messi, or is there a way forward for Lionel Messi?
No. I think no. That's definitely not the end of Lionel Messi. But what we do know is that Lionel Messi is coming to his end.
Mm-hmm.
Lionel Messi is coming to his end. And what I sense, which is very unfortunate, is the fact that unlike the longevity we've seen for Cristiano Ronaldo, we will not see as much longevity for Lionel Messi. That's genuinely what I think. Yes. In the next 2 years, when Lionel Messi will be 35, I don't think he will be anywhere close to what we're used to seeing him do. You get me? But it's definitely not the end of Lionel Messi. But for next season, I don't expect Barcelona to perform any better than they've done this season. With this same squad and the same board. No way.
What's the way forward? What's the way forward for them? What's the way forward?
Well, the way forward for Barcelona certainly is he has to start from the top. Bartomeu actually has to leave. It's surprising that he's saying that something has to change. Something different should be coming up in the next couple of days because he's part of the problem.
Exactly.
Both insiders and outsiders are not happy or satisfied with his leadership as the president of the club.
Mm-hmm.
He has questions to answer. Where exactly is the success coming beyond the endorsements and all that. What exactly? How does it translate to performance on the pitch? Then he has to move, and maybe when he goes, some other things will be done different. Eric Abidal also has to go. You know, the decision they made and the new manager decided to bring in doesn't cut it. I don't know the pedigree. I don't know what they looked at to before they arrived at that conclusion, but it definitely hasn't been the right one. For the pitch, a lot of players have to be phased out. I've said it a number of times. A lot of players, the old guard, have to give way, and they have to give way for the new ones, the younger guys, and give them opportunity to perform. You know, opportunity to perform, make the mistakes. You know, it's every football club has a time when they are rebuilding, the rebuilding phase. Barcelona, Real Madrid went through. Yeah, Real Madrid went through it at some point. Um, Liverpool went through it. Manchester United have gone through it, and it seems like they're finding their footing back. Chelsea also the same thing. Arsenal are going through a tough time, but they've only come back stronger. You know, Bayern, even after they won the Champions League in 2013, they went through it. If you remember,
Yeah.
I mean, they were winning the Bundesliga, but the Bundesliga is not the parameter,
Yeah.
right? So as things are right now, it will take a while, but Barcelona need to understand that there has to be a rebuilding phase, and that rebuilding phase can occur even when Lionel Messi is there. That expectation that as long as Messi is there, they must be winning every trophy is not realistic. And as from what we can see now, it's not feasible at all. It's not feasible.
How many years do you think they can? How many years do you think, like minimum? Let's say no, don't even maximum. Minimum year. Do you think they can recover from this? Minimum.
I mean, it depends on their project. It depends on how much work they want to do. It depends on how much money they are willing to invest. I don't know what their program is. I'm outside the club, I'm not part of the club. But if they decide to do a project, they have like a project, a 4-year project, they will understand that from the board, the academy, they have a 5-year, 6-year, 10-year program. They want to talk about the academy, you know, the investments in the academy, players going through the ranks. If you talk about a shorter term plan, you will now have to phase out lots of players and then sign a new crop of players. You get me? But if they're talking about the academy, they'll gradually have to phase out these players. And then while investing in the academy and promoting a couple of players from the La Masia. So it's not, it depends on what their project really is and what they want to achieve for themselves. The earlier though, the better.
Wow. So is it the end of Barcelona and And Barcelona is it is it the end of era for Barcelona FC and Lionel Messi and co, or they need a total overhaul? Do they really need total overhaul from the head of the office to the players to the manager? Do they really need total overhaul? How many players in that do you think they can get in that team that can improve them massively? Not just one player. How many players that when they buy that player in, it can improve them massively? How many players?
You know the irony. They actually have some players that can improve them drastically, right? But the players are either on loan or they just sold them a couple of years ago. A player like Coutinho would definitely get into the Barcelona side we saw this night. He would definitely get into the side, and if given the permission to perform, you know, to play his game, he would perform better than many players that played for Barcelona tonight. Right. So now, when you talk about an overhaul, in my opinion, that overhaul is long due. It was long due up 2, 3 seasons ago. What they are doing now is they are just trying to push a dead horse over the line. You know, it's a race, and they are literally trying to push not just one dead horse, a couple of dead horses over the line. Those older players I talked about earlier, Jordi Alba, um, Enrique. Talking about Jordi Alba, we have Enrique, we have Busquets, we have Gerard Piqué. Sorry, we have Gerard Piqué, we have Sergio Busquets, we have Jordi Alba, we have what's his name, Luis Suarez, even Ivan Rakitic. Lionel Messi on his own is also old, but he's a special talent, so you can understand accommodating him as a starter in the side.
Yeah.
But these other players, amazingly, are still the backbone of the side. These are players that played with the likes of David Villa, you know, Cesc Fabregas, you know, old players. Even
Yeah.
if it's not just down to their ability, there's something about a shake-up occurring in the side.
Mm-hmm.
You get there has to be a shake up, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and these players have to be phased out. Their era is long overdue. It is long, long overdue, from top to bottom.
Okay.
I mean, when I say top, I mean
Mm-hmm.
from the management, the board, not necessarily. Yes, not necessarily. Uh, every single player in the side. Then the young stars, the likes of Ansu Fati should be given more opportunity to play.
Hmm.
Bio
This,
as well.
this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. So, do you think them sacking Ernesto Valverde was the right choice for them, or is a very bad decision for them and bringing in Setien? Because
Absolutely.
I believe Valverde is not the problem for me. It isn't the problem. It's the board entirely, not Valverde himself. He has tried everything he could try. He won the La Liga for them. What did Setien want? Nothing. Imagine for the first time in Barcelona era, they went a season trophyless without winning anything. This, my lord in heaven, this is bad. This is so bad.
You know what? Till now, I keep wondering why exactly um, the previous manager was sacked midway through the season.
Ernesto
And
Valverde,
they
yeah.
say, yeah, Nelson Valverde. And the argument they keep putting forward is that they gave him a target, a couple of targets, and he wasn't meeting it and all that. Talking about promoting players through the academy, right? And I
Mhm.
said, but he was the one that promoted Ansu Fati, and Ansu Fati performed very well when he had the opportunity. And I said only Ansu Fati. I'm talking about my conversation with certain Barcelona fans, and they said Ansu Fati wasn't enough. Now, how many players has the new manager promoted? They say three. Yes, he has promoted them, but somehow Barcelona managed to slip out of the top place in the league, and then
Mhm.
in Champions League, they've managed to concede 8 goals against Bayern Munich in a single game. Right. So it speaks to that's why I said it depends on what the management, what the board wants, what the club wants. If they want a rebuild, they have to be ready to accept the the assets and the liabilities of that rebuild. It doesn't happen overnight. You get me? So it's a full package. It's a full package entirely. Um, as I said earlier, it's the end of an era, and it's long overdue. If they want that change, they have to start now. The best time to plant a tree is today.
This is real bad because for me, bringing after Luis Enrique left in 2015 when they won the Champions League, every other manager they brought in after that year hadn't won anything. After Luis Enrique won them the Champions League when they beat PSG from 4 goals down to 6-1, and they qualified, they won the Champions League with MSN. After the 2015 era, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 5 years, every manager they brought in has collapsed, massive collapse for Barcelona. Then something is going on in that team entirely. The board, the manager, the hierarchy themselves needs to be checked and exactly know what is going on, where need to be fixed. Because you can't have those kind of players in your team and you can't perform. You can't be giving different excuses every time and saying because of this, because of that. No, we don't want excuse. We do not want excuse because you've been giving the money and the players, still you can't even perform.
Abdullahi, did you say we? When did you become part of the Barcelona
I'm
side?
not even Barcelona fan. I'm talking about their fans. When they say we're giving them excuse and say we don't want it, we don't want that. No, 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 no. This is total embarrassing at
Yes.
all. This is total embarrassing. Ever since I started watching Champions, I've never ever seen Champions League matches decided 8 goals in knockout stage in my life. Ever since I started watching Champions, this is so bad. This is embarrassing.
In a single game.
In a not even a knockout stage, in a single, not even home and away,
Home and away, yeah.
in a
And
single.
you know what's funny? It's times like this that when people criticize Jose Mourinho for his tactics, sometimes yes, you can lose, but at least lose with dignity.
Mhm.
You get me? Lose, but lose with dignity to hold on to something and walk away with your head held, at least even if your head is not held high, but your head not buried in the sand. You understand? And that was a problem Barcelona had. They just wanted to continue playing their style of football because they have a Lionel Messi in the side.
And in my opinion, it goes back to, you know, the problem they've had, why they've gotten or sunk this deep at this point, because they were drunk on their success. You know, their success the past couple of
Mhm.
years, not just recent past couple of years. You know, when they had the MSN, when they had the bulk of Spanish players in the side, Xavi,
Mhm.
they had Xavi, they had Iniesta, they had, you know, so many players that were the backbone of the Spanish side, right? And then they went on to have MSN. But most of these was centered around certain talented players. Now, the bulk of those players have moved on, but you still have Lionel Messi in the side. So somehow Lionel Messi's brilliance managed to carry them over the line here and there, and they were success drunk. They forgot about what they are supposed to be doing, you know, to think about successors to these different leaders in the sides and legends in the club. They didn't think about that. They were just thinking more about the now. And that was why they went on to spend the huge amounts of money they spent on Neymar. You get the huge
Mhm.
amounts of money they spent on Griezmann, signing certain players, you know, here and there. January transfer window, you hear they're signing. I think it was Boateng. You remember when they signed Boateng,
Yeah.
Ghanaian Boateng?
Yeah,
Yes.
Kevin
You
Prince
know,
Boateng.
players that you know they signed Vermaelen from former Arsenal defender. You know,
Mhm.
players that you know they've been wondering ordinarily, what are these guys doing exactly at Barcelona? A player like Arturo Vidal, in my opinion, I would never have, honestly, never have imagined he would end up at Barcelona. You get me? He may have delivered here and there, scored goals here and there, but he's not the kind of player I would have imagined Barcelona to sign up and keep as one of their key players. They also have Rakitic. You ask
Mhm.
yourself the question: what happened to Rakitic? He barely plays anymore these days. He has been there for about 5 years, and he's now one of the older players of the side.
Exactly.
Yes, so it's
Breaking news
it's
now.
the
Go,
problem is a
Go
huge
Teten
one.
he has been sacked by Barcelona. He's been sacked.
Who?
It has been confirmed. Saint Etienne has been sacked by Barcelona. It's been confirmed now. It's been sacked.
Wow!
Now, my question is,
It didn't even take up to an hour after full time
yeah,
after
my
the game was
question is,
sacked.
now that it's been sacked now, who are they going to bring in? If they bring the new players in now, new coach in, how will the coach blend into the new team? Because you cannot be changing coach week every season, and you can't even perform well. So my question to you now is, okay, now that Saint Etienne has been sacked now, a new coach coming in, what is his work, his agenda as a coach? What exactly does he want to do as a coach? Does the board back him? What is he going to be telling the board exactly what they want for the team?
Who?
I mean, if the new manager comes in, let me just say maybe you the new manager now. What exactly do you want to tell to the board and the hierarchy about what you want?
Well, I wouldn't know what he would want to, whoever the new coach would want to say.
Mm-hmm.
I would, because number one, I wouldn't even know what his style of play is, or what his preferred style of play is, or what the target given to him by the club would be. You get. So I think it may be a little bit too premature for me to make that statement. But ordinarily, if I was made the manager, one of the things I would need at this point, I'll need to improve on the back line. You know, get rid of those old legs. Yeah, they'll be more experienced, but get rid of the old legs and keep them on the bench to support the younger guys. Keep them on the bench to support the younger guys and teach them the trade and the art where required. You get, but they'll need to spend a lot of money to be able to achieve that. The cost of players at this point you know, is over the top, irrespective of the coronavirus pandemic. But cost of players now is very, very high. And when you're coming from a club like Barcelona,
Mm-hmm.
best believe that the selling club will want to inflate their figures because they believe Barcelona is what the second or third wealthiest club in the world. So of course sellers will want to have a bite of that pie.
Wow. I don't even know where to start or what just to say at the moment because like I don't know this. Maybe the entire Barcelona team, their fans need to go into lockdown for like a year or 2 years. I'm serious. Maybe they need to go to like they need to go to a lockdown for like 1 or 2 years. Maybe after going for a lockdown, they need to come back and just refresh their body or battery. Because this is not the first time Barcelona has been fumbling in the champ. Roma is there. We remember Roma. We again did they even fumble against Liverpool.
Even PSG, just that
Yes,
they managed to turn it around through
exactly. PSG.
continental.
Look at the PSG. They won the Champions League. But look after the PSG in 2015, they've been fumbling against Juventus. If you remember very well, they
Yeah.
lost against Juventus. They lost. Juventus, Roma, Liverpool. Now they lost against Bayern. Ah, my lord! And it's not even ordinary loss.
And it's
Eight.
not the first time they're losing against Bayern, remember?
I know, but scoring 8 goals in just one match, 8 goals in one match. This is bad. People say they are good in Camp Nou, but they are not good in a neutral venue. For me, it's still the same thing. I don't care which pitch they're using, but for you to consider that kind of goal in just one off matches, this speaks volume, man. This says something entirely. This speaks volume. This speaks volume, man. This really speaks volume. This like the level in which they look at the level in which they concede goals. The level in which they concede goals is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable for me. It's unbelievable. Like, wow.
But you know the thing. So would you now? Is it okay for us to now say that what happened to Chelsea, Bayern against Chelsea,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't necessarily down to how poor Chelsea was?
No, I think I
That
could say,
Bayern is very
yeah.
Bayern is very exceptionally good.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's not really how poor Chelsea are. Against Bayern when we play them at Allianz. I think I see some chances in which an experienced player will have scored in the likes of Callum, Mason Mount, Ross Barkley. There were clear chances there in which we could have kind of scored the goal and just equalize these matches. But the lack of experience in that matches shows how good this Bayern how exceptional. Let me call it that way. This Bayern team are. Look at this Barcelona today. They scored a lot of chances today in which they could have scored because Bayern Munich were playing an high line today. They were leaving too many spaces in the back in which other team could exploit.
Hmm.
So many spaces in which other team could exploit. But look at how
Yes, their fullbacks were pushing forward a lot.
way too much.
But
Afonso
then,
Davies.
but
Mhm.
then also remember that those players, Bayern Munich players, are extremely pacey. They are rapid, so
Yeah.
they could afford to push, to overlap and push forward as much as they did. It
Mhm.
was down to that confidence,
Yeah.
and also down to the fact that, as I said, they know how to press when they lose the ball. They know how to go for the second balls and all that.
Mhm.
So
How many?
they are
Yeah.
well drilled.
Imagine how many times Ter Stegen has been passing from the back and still giving the ball to Bayern Munich. Instead of
Yes.
giving the ball, he will keep passing to Bayern. I'm like, what's going on with Ter Stegen? What's going on with him? What's going on? So
It
let me
was
just
down. Is that nervousness when your side is not performing well? The simple thing they're not doing the simple things very well, like passing the ball, yada yada yada. You get it affects the confidence and the concentration of these players.
wow. Let's just a little bit dive out a little bit from Barcelona. Let's talk about Atletico de Madrid yesterday Champions League match. My question
Okay.
to you: were you surprised or were you shocked um in the way what's called Atletico Madrid went out? Were you surprised or shocked, or
I
you were
was
like,
surprised.
"Oh, I expected it
I
to
was
happen"?
I was hugely surprised. I was surprised. I would have if it had ended in a 1-0, um in a goalless draw, for example, at full time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would have felt, it would have been more understanding.
Mm-hmm.
But Atletico Madrid conceded
Mm-hmm.
two goals against RB Leipzig without a Timo Werner. Timo Werner that was supposed to be their biggest player. So in
Yeah.
in in inadvertently, that was basically like a weaker Red Bull side.
Do you understand? A weaker
Yeah.
Red Bull side than they were during the group stage. But
Mm-hmm.
then Atletico conceding two, they are the more experienced side of both sides. You know, when it comes to the Champions League, they are the more experienced, yes. You know, better established stars, if you ask me, playing in the top flight for such a long time. So I did not see that coming. I mean, maybe I would have seen a 1-0 victory for Atletico, but I definitely did not see over 2.5. Let me put it that way.
Wow. So let me say this now. I'm not being this. I'm not being that. I want to be very factual and objective in this. So if Leon, maybe let me say Leon pull out a masterclass tomorrow, are you gonna be surprised or shocked if they beat Man City tomorrow?
Um, who beats Man City?
If Leon, maybe luckily they beat
Mm,
Manchester City tomorrow,
you know what?
what would be your own
This
your
Champions
overall?
League season, so many this in fact this 2020 has
Mm-hmm.
seen all sorts of surprises.
Yep.
All sorts of surprises. So I don't think there's any results I will see right now that would shock me. Um, when but I mean I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening.
You don't see it happening.
Yes, I don't see it happening. Basically see Manchester City seem more determined at this point. You know, they
Mm-hmm.
seem hungrier at this point to win the title.
Yeah.
I don't
But
to
but
win.
we've
When I
seen
say the
in
title,
Champions League,
when
in
I
the
say
Champions
the
League
title,
match.
I mean the Champions League.
In the
So I
Champions
don't
League, we've
see them
seen
blowing
different
any
thing happen in the
opportunity.
Champions League. We've seen different thing happen. So if they lose tomorrow, are you gonna be surprised or shocked or be like, oh, this is Champions League, it's bound to happen?
Hmm. Well, I would be surprised. Pep Guardiola was talking to his squad and called this a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody recognizes that the Champions League usually is um, like their Achilles heel, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and the fact that it's a single leg tie seems to have fallen in their favor. So he told his side that this is a once in a life opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to win it. I don't see how much can be done on Saturday night to stop them from winning the Champions League. This is the title they want to go. Fortunately for them, the Premier League has ended. So
Yeah.
this is all they have to do. They have to focus on this particular one.
And even if they beat Milan tomorrow, they still have to face an informed Bayern Munich and out my lord, an informed Bayern Munich. This is gonna be feisty. This is gonna be interesting. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the semis. I cannot just wait. For me, this has been the best Champions League I've ever seen because the entertainment, the everything about it, it just like he's just too magnificent, just too good, just too good, just too good.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there. Can you hear me, guys? I think the network kind of take out after the review. Maybe she will come back. But for me, this has been the best Champions League I've ever seen in my entire life. Imagine. Wow. I cannot dissect exactly what happened. Maybe Barcelona were poor, maybe the board and everything, but imagine 8 goals in Champions League. This is bad. I've never seen in my life. In my life, a team considering this kind of goals. This is bad. This is real bad. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can
Yeah.
hear you.
I said I've never seen in my life a team conceding 8 goals in Champions League for me. 8 solid goals in my life. I've never seen this, man. This is total embarrassing.
But you know this is not the first time. Remember
Mm-hmm.
Bayern also did the same thing to Barcelona
Mm-hmm.
years ago.
Yeah, 7-0.
Yes, if you're also talking about the World Cup, remember the World Cup? I mean, these are huge games. Germany Bayern,
Mm-hmm.
um, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So these things happen. It just shows the wide gap, the huge, um, gap
between both sides, right? And it's not a one-off thing in the sense that it's not a fluke. So many of us saw it coming when you compare the performance of both sides.
Wow. Oh, this is gonna be feisty. If Man City win tomorrow, they face Bayern, and now this Bayern team are massively informed of their life. So are you gonna give the hedge to Man City or are you gonna give the hedge to Bayern Munich after what you saw today? So who are you giving the hedge to? If Man City Bayern Munich goes to, who are you gonna give the hedge to? After, can you hear me? After the there?
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes, yes,
I
yes,
said,
yes. I can
I
hear you.
said, if Man City wins tomorrow and they face Bayern, who are you giving the edge to? Do you give the edge to Man City or do you give the edge to Bayern Munich after what you saw today?
No, they can't face. I think both of them have to. I mean,
They will face each other.
they'll face each other in the semi-final. Yes,
Yeah, yeah, in the
I
semis.
would.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to give it to Bayern. I mean, I've watched Manchester City more for the most part of it of this past season, this current season. I don't know, be it as it may,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I am certain that superior side. Bayern have what it takes. They seem the superior side. You just never know. There's that fire that comes with um, sides that he's managed. So you just never know which side will turn up. Remember, there's the possibility that Guardiola may choose to, play without a striker. From
Mm-hmm.
what we understand, Sergio Kun Aguero, of course, will miss the next game. That's the Champions League game against Bayern. And what are the odds that Gabriel Jesus will start the game or will even be part of the squad? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wow. So, in your own opinion, do you see all Germany final, or you see PSG and Bayern Munich going in the final Champions League final? Who are you taking to the final?
oh, Bayern certainly.
I mean, which final are you anticipating to see? Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich, or all Germany final? RSB Leipzig, Bayern Munich, Bayern Munich.
Um, No, I don't want. I don't think I want to see an all German final because definitely would mean an easy ride
Mm-hmm.
or easier ride for Bayern. But then again, when you look at it on the other end, it's basically Leipzig or PSG against Bayern, and both teams are weaker. Well, if I want to have my way, I want to see France, Germany in the final. When
Mm-hmm.
I say France, I mean PSG.
PSG. Mm-hmm.
Yes, PSG against Bayern. PSG, honestly, even though they managed to squeeze that result
They don't look that good.
in extra time, I feel like they have a lot more to give.
Yeah.
They've not played to their strength, and I still want to see more of Mbappe on my screen. I still want to see more of that combination between Neymar and
Mm-hmm.
Mbappe. It may just turn out to be a masterclass.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So you're anticipating for a Germany France final, a Paris Saint Germain Bayern Munich final, Neymar Junior, Kylian Mbappe, and the co to face each other in the final.
Sorry.
I said you're anticipating for a Germany France final, right? Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, and the co to face Paris Saint Germain, Robert Lewandowski, Thomas Muller, and the co in the UCL final. So that's what you're anticipating for.
Yes, that's what I'm anticipating. I just wish it was a case. Had it been there was a case of a possibility for Manchester City and Bayern to meet in the final, it would have been epic.
Yeah.
It would have been absolutely epic. That's the final I would have preferred. But
Oh.
as things are,
Mhm.
it just would not happen that way.
Wow. So your battery is getting down, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I got you. No worries then. So maybe you have to try then. I think it just been that like we just want to dissect the Bayern Munich and the Barcelona matches, and that's it. I think we're gonna come live either tomorrow or next week for the summit, but I have to see how I'm gonna face my schedule with work and everything. But I'm gonna let
All
you
right.
know how everything goes. Thank you
All
for
right.
joining and thank you for coming in. Thank you so much.
All right. Cheers,
Thank you.
mate.
All right,
Take
yes.
care. Yep.
Mhm.
See.
So, guys, this is unbelievable. 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 I've never seen this in my life, but this happens. This is football. This is why we love football. This is why we love soccer. This is called football. Guys, this is called football. My Lord in heaven, did I just imagine what happened? 8 goes to 2. 8 goes to 2. My Lord in heaven. This is unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Maybe I'm watching a basketball, a rugby, a volleyball. I can't just place it. What just happened? But guys, this is unreal. Like my friend always said, his name is H. He said, I cannot wait for her grill. I know why the reason he said they can't wait for her grill. This is unreal, man. This is absolute unreal. This is magnificent performance. It's not even circumcision, it's called lubrication, disemulation. They dismantle FC Barcelona with Lionel Messi in it. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable, guys. I'm gonna see you guys in the next Champions League, either Man City match tomorrow or the Tuesday match in between Paris Saint-Germain, RSB Leipzig, and Manchester City Bayern Munich. So I'm anticipating to see you guys in the match, guys. So peace out, guys. See you guys. See you guys. Peace.